have uncovered a hidden pit suspected to have served as a secret dungeon for kidnapped victims. Our 2 people in their 20s have been arrested and a number of dangerous weapons have been seized. The suspects and recovered items have been handed over to the anti-kidnapping unit for further investigation. And to speak to us further, we are joined on the line by our correspondent in Nigeria, Jonathan James Lyamgohn. Jonathan, good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
Good afternoon, Lulu. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thanks, and I hope you're also doing well. Jonathan, what's the latest with regards to this story? What types of weapons were seized? And these young people that were also arrested, 20-year-olds?
Yeah, so far, when I tried to reach out to the Ondo State, so it happened in a state called Ondo, which is in west Nigeria, but a bit southwards as well. And in a village called Ekpimi, incidentally, I've been to that particular village. It's almost like a border village to about 2 other states. On one side, there's Ondo State, and on another side, there's Kogi State, which are surrounding it in the area known as Akoko. Now, from what the police have said, the weapons recovered from these guys are largely just locally made guns. But the more disturbing discovery was a pit that was found in a particular uncompleted building, which they say, though they didn't find any kidnapped victims there, but upon interrogation of the 2 young men, who are averagely about 25, 26 years old, they said they confessed to the fact that they have they've used that facility to apprehend their victims. Now, that area is not new. It's not new to kidnappings, generally speaking. I mean, a thing that has plagued Nigeria from north to south, from east to west. It's a very disturbing phenomenon. And the more disturbing thing is this very young local community natives. And what used to be the case was people getting kidnapped from afar off. But these days, we hear reports of even locals, people who know people, who are familiar with people, taking them for all kinds of ransoms. Lulu?
Now, Jonathan, kidnappings are nothing new to parts of Nigeria. Now, firstly, are they the mastermind behind the kidnappings, or are there other people that they work for or work with? And, human trafficking is becoming a global phenomenon.
So from what the police has made available, this ring appears to be a relatively local ring. They haven't confessed to having ties with a team. However, like you rightly pointed, there is a strong link between kidnapping and human trafficking, even though kidnapping in Nigeria has been more of its own established ill type of business. That because about a year or so ago, a report was published to say that the total amounts that have been involved in terms of being paid as ransoms that Nigerians have paid is well over 1 trillion naira. And this has just been over just a few years. That's to tell you the scale. But on the other hand, especially that part of the country, which is next to Ondo State as well, there are always reports of human trafficking, both from those who voluntarily avail themselves to be in pursuit of better lives, better livelihoods abroad, especially in Europe, and to those who are taken forcefully and taken to places where human traffickers who deal in human parts are there. I've done some work over the last few years with the International Office on Migration, and the reports, Lulu, are damning. It continues to grow and increase in such a disturbing set of numbers, as against what you would expect to be the opposite, given more information, given more focus by government.
Now, has there been any sort of, warning to the population, especially in that particular region, with regards to kidnappings and the modus operandi used by these, for lack of a better word, these, human traffickers or kidnappers?
Well, Lulu?
Jonathan, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
I didn't
great.
get
I
the
wanted
last
to
part
find
of your
out from you,
question.
Jonathan, as the police and the government in that particular region and particular town or village, have there been any warnings to the community with regards to the modus operandi of, this particular human trafficking ring or kidnapping ring?
So, well, the Nigerian police generally, on a general note, from time to time does publish a couple of warnings and advises people to put out like standard operating procedures for people not to join public transportation in places that they are not accredited, and for people to not pay ransom, which, by the way, is sadly the more painful part. You can imagine even the National Assembly trying to pass a law saying they will punish people who pay ransom. But these are people whose loved ones get taken away, and they're not able to get help from the law enforcement agencies. So, yes, the police has put out a lot of advice around this, but it still remains a very daunting scenario. We keep having more and more kidnappings that happen more and more every time.
Yeah, well, Jonathan, we'll leave it there for today. Thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
My pleasure, Lulu. Do have a great weekend.
Thank you, and to you too, Jonathan. That's our correspondent in Nigeria, Jonathan James Lyamgohn, joining us on the line. It is 22 after 12 Central African Time.
Mornings made better.